Hi all, today we are going to discuss about timestamps in Linux operating system. So I have logged in my Linux operating system. If you want to know how to install Linux operating system on top of VirtualBox or on AWS instance, please watch my previous videos which I highlighted here, and there I explained you how can we install operating system and how to access operating system via putty. Okay, so I logged in my machine. So I'll create one directory for today's class, mkdir slash my test folder. Here in Windows we are calling folder, but in Linux we are calling it as directory. Okay, so I have created directory. Currently I'm standing pwd. Currently I'm standing inside the root slash root, correct? Home directory of root user. Now I want to go to inside this directory, so I'm using cd command. So if you want to learn about the basic command cd, mkdir, and all those basic commands, you could go and check my previous video. Okay, currently I'm standing there inside my uh, test directory which I created for today's class. Okay, uh, to create an empty file, we are using touch command. Touch, for example, my file I use. Okay, um, my test file I'll say. Okay, my test file. So this is touch is a command. This my file name. You can give your name also, no issues. So when I type ls, see here this file has been created. Where it is created? It is created and inside my slash my test directory. Okay. Now, if I want to know more about this file, I could use options ls-lh. If I type, then it will give me more information about this file. So first it will give you the type, and these are the permissions, and these are ownerships. After that, size 0 KB size, then when it is created. Okay, so this is what the info we will get. But these informations are not sufficient to troubleshoot or to analyze when we have any issues. So during troubleshooting, we will come and check the file status. So for that we have a command stat my test file. If you use this stat command, what will happen? It will give you more info. So file name, size, block, IO block, then inodes. Okay, inode is very much important. What is inode? In Linux operating system, whether you are creating file or a directory, it will attach one inode number. Like you have ID card, correct? Something like when you join into any company or any school or college, along with your name, what they will do, they will attach one ID, correct? Same like here in Linux operating system, internally all the files and all the directories call based on this inode number only. Okay, the operating system understand this number, not file name. Whenever you do any action on file or directory, so your operating system will take the inode number and it will execute it. We will discuss more about inode number in upcoming sessions, but as of now, inode is the number that will be attached to file or directory which we are creating inside Linux operating system. Each and every files and directories will have inode number. Then here it has given the same information which we are seeing here. Okay, then who is the owner of this file? Root is the owner of this file, and which group is a primary group? This is root is a primary group. And here if you see, we have four types of timestamp: access, modify, change, and birth. So access, let me share you PPT. See here. So four types of time timestamp type we have. Access, we call it as a time. Same like we have modify, change, and birth. These are the four types. So access is nothing but last read time. So when your file read lastly, okay. Modify time, when the content of the file has been changed, when this content time content was changed in your file. And change is when your metadata change. See, this metadata is nothing but here whatever you are seeing, correct? So these are the metadatas. If you do changes on anything here, if you, for example, size is increased, then suddenly the change will the date will be modified here. If you change anything from regular file to normal file or something else, then it will be changed. And birth time is nothing but when you created the file. Now we will try to change one by one and we will see. So I'll tell you what is the challenge here, why we are using stat. Okay, application team or whoever running this automation, they will come and say that during my job run or during my script run, this particular file has to be read, correct? But that is not happened, something is blocking from your operating system, please check, like that they will say, correct? So during that time you are coming and you are checking, you are investigating what exactly happened, whether my file is read by someone or not. Say for example, I'll just cat inside this file, nothing is there, correct? This is my test file. I just cat it, my test file. Okay, before that let me run this ls-lh. So my test file, if you type this command, so what is the last update time? 17:30, 17:53. What is my date? So this is 6, actually this is 12 24 time, 24 hours time format it is taken. But my date command is giving in 12 hours, so it is showing here pm, correct? So 5:53 it pm, 5:53 pm this file has been created, that is what it is showing here. Now I'm going to cat my file. So I'm going to watch, or I'm going to see what the content of the file, what is inside the file, correct? So now I'm cat this file. When I cat, nothing is there because inside the file nothing is there, correct? Now I'll go and check lsf and lh, the same date only it is there, correct? There's the same file, the same time. Now how can you come to know their automation job or their script? It came under it is read this file. They are telling that our automation job or our script not able to read this file, or it is not, they are suspecting while reading it has some problem, or it is not logging into this particular server and all. They will, they may have some suspect, they are requesting you to check. When you are coming and checking here, the time has not changed, it will not change at all. Why? Because when the time will change here, when you're giving ls-l command, so whenever you do modification, then only this time will change, correct? We are going to use stat command. Now we are going to check complete details, and I will give date command also. See, 6/5, which means 18/5. So last this file accessed by 6/4. So someone read this file 1 minute before, right? 5:50. So around 30 seconds before, someone read this file. So you can come to know that okay, this file read by someone. So your job or your script, the automation script, it is able to read this file. After that, what happening we don't know, but it is able to read that file. So by using this access time, you can come to know this information. Let me clear the screen. But LSF and LH, it will give you this info when last modify. H actually I'm using for human readable, even though if you give ls-l, then it will give you only modified time. It will not give you access time. Correct? Okay. Next, we will try to change this. When change will happen? I told you, correct? When metadata is changing. Why? Because here there was no changes on this metadata. We will change the metadata and we will see whether change is happening or not. Say for example, I'm going to move this file from this location to another location. Move my test file. Okay, my test file I'm moving from this location to TMP location. I'll use absolute path so that you should not get confused. Where is my file located? Inside the slash directory, my file is located. This file I'm going to move from this place to temp. Inside the temp TMP directory slash TMP, inside this file will be go there. Okay, this file is available inside my test directory slash my test directory. Inside I have my file. Okay, so I'm going to move this file to inside TMP. I am going to TMP. See, currently I'm there. I'm going to slash TMP ls-l ls-l. I'm able to see my file. Correct. So this file, if you see, these are the informations, and 1753. The time has not changed here. Correct. The same time only it is showing. See, 1753, same time only showing. Now here I'm going to type stat my test file. See here, change file has been, this change time has been updated. Why? Because when you are moving your file from one place to another file, definitely the path of this file, the metadata, correct, metadata will be changed, the location will be changed backend. So due to that, what happened here, only change time has been changed. It will not change to your birth is nothing but when you created, right? And you have not done any modification. So first you try to access it. Here also what I'll do, I'll use cat command. Okay, I'll use cat command, cat my test file. Before that, I'll type that date cat my test file, then stat again I'm running. See here, now I just cat it. So which time should change? It should change this time. See here, before previously it was 18.4, now it is 18.10. Whenever you are reading anything, whenever you are accessing the file, not only read, even though if you access the file, whenever you access the file, during that time, this access time will be modified or updated. Whenever you do any changes in the metadata, this change time will be modified, and birth it will not modify until and unless this file recreated. Next, we have to see modify, correct? When this modify will change, when you do upgrade, or sorry, when you update the content of the file. Okay, so I'll clear it. So again I will run date command, or ls-lh command I'm running, stat my test file. Okay, so if you see, this is the, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change it. How can I change? We have a command called echo. Inside this command, if you give anything, this is my text, something like that, if you give, it will show you here. Okay, it will show you here the same content. If I don't want here, I want to move this content inside the file, then I could use one redirection. In my next class, I'm going to explain about IO redirection. Okay, now this, what this redirection will do, this will take this content, instead of showing on the screen, it will copy this content to the file. Which file? I want to copy this content to my test file. Okay, when you are copying this content to my test file, so what happen, it will not show you on the display, but it will put it inside this test file. Okay, now I did some cheat. Okay, I just move this content to test file. We will see the stat. Now see here, modification has been, time has been changed, modified, time has been changed. If you see, change time also updated, change time, modify time, both are updated. Why? Because whenever you are moving anything, the file was empty, correct? Before the file was empty. See here, blocks was 0. Now blocks was 8. So 8 blocks was 8, and here it was 0 bytes. Now it is 16 bytes. So something metadata has changed. So whenever your metadata change, the change time will be updated, and you have put some content, so that modify also change. Now I'm going to check whether my content available inside this file or not, correct? For that I'm using cat command, my test file. See here, the content which I sent here, it is available inside this file. So this redirection, what it the redirection symbol, what it did, it copied this text into the output of this command. Okay, not text, output of this command to my file. Okay, now I'll go and check the state. When I check stat, see, access time also changed. I'll put date 16 14, so 15. Okay, so 14 15, around 16 15, access time change, and modify time, change time already changed when we did echo, when we insert this file. Okay, I'll clear it. Now I'll run this stat. Okay, plus fnlh my test file, and we have touch command also. If you use touch command again, what it will do, it will just change the time. What are the time it is changing? Let me check the stat. See here, touch command will change all the time: access time, modify time, and change time. So touch is the command. Okay, what it will do, it will not change any content. It will not change any content, it will not change file name, nothing. Just again, if first time when you are giving touch, it will go and see whether this file is available or not. If this file is available, then it will just refresh these timings. If that file is not available, then it will create new empty file. That's it. Okay, now by using stat command, we are seeing all these access, modify, and change time, correct? How can we see via comments? I'll clear it. So I'll run this stat. Now I want to see this access, modify, change one by one. So if you want to see access time, ls-lu. Okay, if you give ls-lu my test file, then it will show you access time. Okay, wait, let me change something so that you could come to know cat my test file, so that let's say stat. Now in the stat command, so this has been changed, correct? So this is 18, this is 18. Okay, uh, now what I will do, I'll use ls-lu. If you want to see access time, then you have to use ls-lu. When you use u, then it will give you access time. See here, 1820. Okay, 1820 it is giving. Same like I want to see only modify time. By default it will become modify time only. If if you are using nothing, just ls-l, when you are giving ls-l, by default it will come your modify time. Okay, if you want to see change time alone, then you have to use ls-lc. Okay, When you are giving ls-lc, then it will give you the change time. Okay, so like that, by using these commands ls-lu, ls-l and ls-lc, you can use, you can see the file, sorry, you can see the time here, access time, modify time, and change time. Okay, by using these commands also you can see that you no need to run and check each and every time stat command. Why? Because this stat command is giving multiple outputs, correct? So this is what the timestamp, and this is the usage of timestamp. Especially these timestamps we are using when we are investigating or troubleshooting any issues. During that time it will helpful to know when last this file accessed or modified or changed, and when this file has been created. Okay,